Hi, maybe you are at the beginning of your inner spiritual journey, or maybe you've been here for a long time. However the case is, warm welcome to my pod Shift Your Energy by Meditation Jam with Maria Rinné. And this is a part of my podcast that is created to be your guide, your inspiration and your companion, moving through a time that is highly transformational, where we are shifting our drive from our mind to our heart and soul. And I am your host, Maria. I am here to share my stories, tools and lessons from my own inner journey that I've been on now for a bit over 2 decades, as well as exploring the many ways we can all reconnect to the energy within. And we will dive deep into what it means to grow, to heal, to show up, and to expand your awareness with the aim to bring you insights that sparks that beautiful shift. Please take what resonates with you. This is not a religion nor a science. It is a way of life that is connected to your heart and the magic of life. And I am here as an example. And I'm really happy to share how it started, the journey through, and where I am right now. So I hope you will be inspired, maybe entertained, as well as we will in some episodes explore some powerful tools and techniques to shift your energy and to realign you with yourself, your life force, and your beautiful pure purpose. Sometimes it will be just you and me, and other times I'll be inviting guests, visionaries, light workers and kindred spirits to share their wisdom and inspire us all. So whether you're beginning your spiritual journey or seeking new perspectives along the way, or just want to recognize yourself in these stories to witness your journey, I hope that Shift Your Energy will be a space to learn, to laugh and connect on a deeper level. So let's walk this path together and discover what happens when we turn inward, when we switch on that light, expand our power, connect, walk our talk and start to step into that more joyful new way of life that is here for us all. So are you ready? I know that I am. Warm welcome, let's begin. Hi and warm welcome to Shift Your Energy by Meditation Jam with Maria Rinné. And today I want to talk about the spiritual energy that is so magical. And I'm going to share 2 stories of how I came to my beliefs around energy and deities and goddesses and all these beautiful things that we talk about. So if you have followed me for a while, probably heard that I started my journey back in 2004, my inner journey, and it was kind of out of curiosity. And a few things happened that I've shared before, and you can read it in my book, Pure, Raw and Happy. So I'm not going to get into that today. But it was a few events that happened that I just wanted to figure out what is it that's beyond our mind and what is this that I have experienced, because it was so far from any of my other experiences. And so I started this 8-year masterclass, and it took some of us around the world to beautiful places where we were doing also dynamic transformational energy meditations. And I'm so grateful that I did this. And even though that I, in the beginning of this masterclass, I was like sleeping, I was thinking about something else. I would maybe get a color or I don't know, just a few pieces, but I always felt that it was really, really for me. And I could feel afterwards that it was doing things with me, that the energy that we had been working with. So I kept going, and if I had this inner drive of just wanting. It was like I was so happy when I was doing it. So I continued. And I think it was 2007 that we did our first journey with this group to Luxor in Egypt. And that was the first time that my channel opened so that I could start to translate the energy that was moving through and that I was connecting to. And I could start to see pictures and images, and it was really amazing. And then we went back to Luxor again in 2009. And this is one of the stories, and it is so amazing. And I have this story as one of my trust anchors when I'm starting to, what is this all about? And am I really doing what I'm supposed to do and all this? Then I go back to, this is one of the things I go back to. So we were in Luxor for the second time, and I think it is 2009 or something. And we are going to Luxor Museum. And since I had been getting into this out of curiosity, I was curious, but I was also skeptic. I was taking things in, but I wasn't buying everything in the way of just yoo-hoo. I was always very skeptic, and especially when it came to my experiences, for some reason. So maybe I needed this experience in Luxor for me to start to let go and actually believe that there is this spiritual world that we can't understand, we can't analyze it, but it's here. So we were going to go to this Luxor museum where they have statues of all goddesses and gods. And I mean, Egypt, it's like, wow, it's such a beautiful place for this. And the energy there is amazing. And before we were going in there, our teacher said, okay, I want you to just go through this museum and then feel if there is something that is pulling your interest. Feel if there is something that you feel drawn to. And with me being skeptic, I was sure. I go in and have a look around and let's see if something happens. And I always felt like everyone else in the group, they were so tuned in. And I just felt like this green new beginner going in there. But I knew that I should do it and I enjoyed it. So I thought, okay, I go in and have a look at these statues. And of course, they are beautiful. So if something pulls my interest, that's fine. If nothing, then I've had a lovely time. Really being skeptic to myself. So we go in and I start to look, and it's a lot of wonderful art and sculptures and statues, old from the ancient Egyptian time. And I go and there's nothing. And I start to come to the end, and suddenly I'm in front of this statue. It's just filling my whole body with joy. And it's like I'm seeing an old friend. I'm like overly excited and I can't understand what this is. And I just stand there and take it in. And it's so much love and it's so much joy and just happiness of connecting to this energy, or what I then think statue. So I'm standing there for a while, I'm writing down what is coming through for me at this place. I can't remember if it was something specific in terms of information. I just remember the feeling was like, wow, we are old buddies. And we connect on an energy I'm vibing on this energy. And then I continue and do the round, and there was nothing else that just caught my attention. And this statue was the statue of Sekhmet, which is an Egyptian goddess. And I've never heard about her, or I don't think I've heard about her before, because again, I wasn't that scholared in all these things. So I was more like a force of nature moving in, or child of nature in this case, I would say. So Sekhmet, so of course I get a little bit interested. It's like, wow, who is this? And I start to ask
my friends on the trip, and there were a lot of them who had a lot of information. I was like, wow, yes, really sounds amazing. I need to dig deeper into this, because it was such a welcoming feeling. And then we continued our journey. We are there for about a week. And on one of the other mornings, we were to go to Karnak, which is a really amazing, super big temple that's been built on from different pharaohs. And it's just beautiful and magical. And again, our teacher said, okay, so now when you go in, just go in and then see where your connection is, and just stay there and take in the energy. And we were there in the morning, so there wasn't a lot of people, but you have these guides, Egyptian guides, walking around, and of course they want to lead you somewhere, because then you give them money. And they are a little bit, or can be a little bit pushy. But when I was walking around, no one came up to me, and I was walking around and just having this lovely moment. But again, there was maybe some pillar that felt like I could stand there for a while, but nothing that like grabbed me. And so I kept on going, and then I was almost done, but since nothing had grabbed me in that way, I thought, well, I go and sit down and have a cup of coffee or something and just wait for the rest. But just as I am walking and have this thought that I'm done, this one guide comes up to me, and it's the first one on the whole. I've been there maybe an hour or something. And he comes up to me and he just says the magic words, Sekhmet. And since I've just had that experience in the museum, I'm like, yes. It's like, wow, can he tell? And then he said, okay, come with me. So then he takes me to this, we have to leave the area. It's not far, but we have to leave the area, and they are like guards standing on this trail. So it wasn't open at all. And we walk maybe, 100 meters. And then there is this small house or old ancient building. And there are guards outside. And he says something, and they let me in. And I go in, and there in this building, there is this beautiful statue of Sekhmet. And then he just takes my head and he just puts it, because she's standing holding a stick. I think there is another word for that, but that's what come up from him now. A stick in her hand, and he just puts my head in that stick, and then he leaves. And I was like, wow. And it was like the universe was opening in my head. It's like an explosion in my head. And I stay there for I don't know how long. And then when I feel finished, I walk out, and he follows me back to where I am supposed to meet the rest. And for me, that was such an amazing experience, both to first have this experience in the museum with the energy or the goddess of Sekhmet, and then to have no guide coming up to me but one, and he says Sekhmet. And we go up to this closed off, guarded space where he let me in. So from then on, I just felt like I have a connection with this goddess Sekhmet. So maybe sometimes you see me wearing this. I have a necklace with Sekhmet, and it's just a reminder for me to tap into that energy. And I'm going to come back to this. But for me, that was, I use it as a trust anchor when I'm starting to wobble, and I can come back to Luxor and Egypt to just straighten my trust again. And Sekhmet, the goddess, she stands for divine feminine energy. She stands for destruction, but also rebirth. So she can tear down, but she can also rebirth and bring things back to life. And she stands for healing, and she is a fiery energy. And for me at that point, I was like, okay, I get it, yeah. But it wasn't like, okay, I can take that into my life and that energy, but it was more like, okay, I get this is the energy and it's a very active. She's igniting our hearts, our love, and through this divine female energy, and just a beautiful entity or goddess. And then fast forward to 2011, I think. We are the same group and we are now on Ireland and in Kildare. And we are there doing meditations on the energies. And it's a beautiful place. It is so serene and we're having the most lovely time. We are there for a weekend, a long weekend, and it's just lovely. And on one of the days, we are going to this place where there is a well from Brigid. And we are sitting there and we're doing the meditation. And it's not like we are connecting to Brigid in any way. We are going to another vibration. But of course, she is there. She is like steeped in this village. So when I'm sitting there, our teacher she's doing the meditation and it's about something completely different. And then suddenly I just have this vision of this beautiful woman, bare feet, a white robe, and she's coming forth. And I can't remember if she was talking or had a message, but I just know that I connected with that same feeling I've had in Luxor in a way that I just felt like, wow, there you are. It's like, I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome again. And then it fades out and I'm back in the meditation that I'm listening to, or the words that I'm listening to. So it was like I took a little sidestep from that. And I didn't know who she was or what this was. I thought maybe because she had red hair and I had red hair during this time. So I thought, well, maybe I saw myself in some other lifetime or myself as this woman or something. But again, I talked to my knowledge friends in the group and they were like, well, you met Brigid. That's Brigid. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So then I had to start to look up more about her and get into it. But what also happened was that in this moment, I was in a way been asked if I would accept a quest. And I didn't really know what it was, but I felt from my inside that yes, I am. And I'm always kind of eager to jump on things. So it wasn't that much, but I could feel it. It felt pure. So in my head, I accepted this quest, even though I didn't really know what it was, but it came from her or this energy. And I just thought, I accept and then let's see what that is. And when I came back to Sweden and I started to do some more digging, first of all, Goddess Brigid, she stands for kind of the same things as Sekhmet. It is fire, it is healing, it is love and awakening, and it is about transformation. So you can say again, it's about not destruction in the same way, but removing blockages. They both have this energy within them to remove blockages and ignite something pure from your heart. So that is when I started to think, okay, wow, we talk about goddesses and gods and what it can be in the spiritual realm. And we have a lot of people saying that, well, I was this pharaoh in another lifetime, or I was this goddess, or all these things. And I think of the goddess and goddesses and deities and all these that we have, different ones around the world, but with the same essence. It is more of an energetic pool. So for me, my energetic pool that I connect to, that I feel at home with, and that I am here to bring out and express. In Egypt, it's called Sekhmet. In the Celtic world, it's called Brigid. And in India, it might be called something else. And all over the natives, we all have different name, but it's the same energetic pool. And that makes sense also if you think that, well, I have such a strong feeling of being this goddess or god or a queen or whatever it might be. It's the essence you are connecting to that goddess represents, because that's your energy. So for me, that made a lot more sense than thinking about it like a god or goddess in a way of a statue. For me, it's the essence, and for my pool, the energy that I connected, maybe come from or aligned to, that is the pool it's fiery, it is about healing, it is about igniting, and opening your heart is about, at sometimes, destruction. And with that, I'm thinking removing blockages, removing the old to create something new. And that made so much sense for me, because that's what I've been doing. And that's what my energy is all about, to ignite your pure heart, to remove blockages, and to allow your inner wisdom to come forth. So it all made so much sense when I connected these. And also have a medium friend in Sweden. And when I came back from this journey to Ireland, she helped me with more of the information of what's been going on. And she confirmed my notion that I had been invited on a quest. And that quest has been going on since then. And it has been shifted and changed and transformed together with me. And I'm still on it. And I just feel now we are in a time where this heart revolution really is something that it's becoming more and more accessible. There are so many movements around the world, and I just feel anyone that fits you, where you feel like this is making me feel like I am myself, like I'm opening my heart, I'm coming back to my core, I am finding my purpose, my life force. Keep that going. And if you need some assistance, I am here. I'm using my energy aligned with Sekhmet and Brigid to awaken that divine feminine energy, but also balance it with the divine male energy. In the beginning, when I was made aware that they both stand for a divine female energy, I was like, but I'm all about balance. I think we should enhance the female divine energy, but we should also enhance the male divine energy, and they are here to act together, not one being over the other, but to use them when we need in different parts of our life. So I was a little bit, so I'm going to work with this, but I have come to see that by raising this divine female energy, we are also helping to raise the divine male. And in my journeys, I'm also connecting to the divine male energy. And it's not about gender. It is about the energy and the qualities of the energy, the female or the male. So I just wanted to share this story. And I felt like after we had this full moon this last week, the energy there awoken something in us that's been dormant. And if you listen to that meditation, then maybe something has started within you. For me, I got it on the night when I was going to sleep. It just fell in what was awakening from me, and telling this story is part of that. And for me, awakening, it was going deeper into connecting with our pure hearts and bringing joy into our lives effortless. Not pushy, not control, but that effortless joy that we have with being aligned with ourselves and being one with us, with the spirits, with the universe, with Mother Earth, because it's such a peaceful sense of joy that we get when we connect to it all and bring it in. So I'm really grateful for these experiences, to have them as my trust anchors. And I absolutely recommend that if you experience something that you feel, well, this was out of the norm, but you still know it's true, write it down, because we don't remember it. We think we will remember it, but we don't. And then when we start to wobble, it's so good to have these memories to bring out and come back to. And okay, this really did happen. I've written it down, and there's no explanation to it, but it happened, and that has helped at least me on my way when I was a skeptic, doubting, and at times I still am. You know, we all have days where we're like, oh, come on. So is this really true? Or this feeling I have, is it really true? But then I just remember, yeah, I know where it comes from. I know that deep sense of connection and how it feels. And when that feeling comes into my body, then I know it is true for sure. And I just love using it and helping all of you to, through meditations, through my coaching programs, and through the book, and to just get it out and ignite your hearts with the fire and the beautiful energy from both Sekhmet and Brigid, but I'm sure a lot of other as well. Maybe I should do a research around the world. What kind of deities or goddesses or gods have this kind of energy, and I can pinpoint it to the same. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and as always, please subscribe if you haven't. Share any thoughts, visions, insights, and if you like, you can also follow me on Substack. You have right there both free content, and some content is for paying subscribers, and it's $5 for monthly subscription, $5 per month. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and have a beautiful time.
You have been listening to Meditation Jam with Maria Rinné, and I am so grateful that you have joined today with your energy. If you liked it, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a review if there was something specific that you enjoyed. And you will find more links in the text below from my guests, and also to my social media if you like to follow me there. So thank you again for joining, and I hope you have a beautiful day, week and month. Sat Nam.